Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Marconi Stallions, the Palace, for round 17 of the 2025 Men's National Premier League. That sees your mighty Marconi Stallions FC taking on Mount Druitt Town Rangers FC. Starting line-up for Marconi. Number 1, James Hilton. Number 2, Tyron Gurney. Number 5, Lachlan Griffith. Number 6, Dominic Costanzo. Number 7, Franco Mayer. Number 8, James Baylor. Number 10, your captain, Marco Yesic. Number 16, William Worley. Number 17, Damian Sakanis. Number 18, George Daniel. And number 23, Brandon Villa. Substitutions, number 9, Carl Cementi. Number 11, Miroslav Popovic. Number 12, Julian Munn. Number 14, Jake True. Number 20, Patrick Williams. And number 24, Martin Busek. Starting lineup for Mount Druitt. Number 1, Dylan Nesky. Number 3, Joseph White. Number 4, Zach Sergiu. Number 5, Seth Pitt. Number 6, Jared Masarola. Number 9, Joseph Gibbs. Number 11, John Agar. Number 15, Caleb Jackson-Brown. Number 20, Thomas Lopez. Number 21, William Rankin. And number 27, Shaden Sampao. Substitutions for Mount Druitt. Number 2, Alexander Chachnowski. Number 7, Duray Alak. Number 16, Stephen Didio. Number 18, Lachlan Basilio. Number 19, Jackson Douglas Barrett. And number 22, Jude Rankin. Marconi Stallions FC acknowledges and appreciates the support of its 2025 sponsors. Brighton's Lawyers. Need expert legal advice? That's what they do. Strasbourg Refrigeration. LS Construction. Peter Warren Ford. Lagia and Marcus Ford. 2025 Marconi Stallions home jersey is now available to purchase at the Tipplegate, and a limited quantity of our 2024 merchandise is also available at discounted prices from Club Marconi reception. Join us in making a difference. Club Marconi UV are hosting a community car sleeper on Friday the 13th of June to support those experiencing homelessness in our community. Scan the QR code around the stadium or visit our website to donate or sign up. Every contribution counts. The Football New South Wales Men's National Premier League competition is proudly sponsored by MyCup, official match ball of the New South Wales NPL. Attendees are reminded they are bound by the Football Australia Spectator Code of Behaviour, together with the terms of admission of this venue, and any breaches may result in disciplinary action and sanctions.
Hello and welcome to Marconi Stadium for the round 17 NPL New South Wales. Sweet. Well, hello and welcome to Marconi Stadium, the Palace, as it's more affectionately known, for this round 17 matchup between the Marconi Stallions and the Mount Druitt Town Rangers. Bo Clements with you here for Football New South Wales to take you through one of 3 o'clock fixtures here this afternoon. Marconi looking to extend their lead at the top of New South Wales men's football, coming into this weekend with a 5-point advantage over the Rockdale Illingdon City Suns. Let's have a quick look at how our two sides line up for this afternoon. Mount Druitt Town Rangers, coached by Andrew Montgomery, will line up with the following. In goal, number 1, Dylan Niski, who's also wearing the captain's armband for this afternoon. Number 3, Joseph White. Number 4, Zach Svilagoy. Number 5, Tef. Number 6, Jared Massarola. Number 9, Joey Gibbs. Number 11, John Azar. Number 15, Caleb Jackson Brown. Number 20, Thomas Lopez. Number 21, William Rankin. And number 27, Shaden Sampao. On the bench, number 2, Alexander Trajanovsky. Number 7, Garang Awak. Number 16, Stefan Giglio. Number 18, Lachlan Vasiliou. Number 19, Jackson Goggins Barrett. And number 22, Jude Rankin. For Marconi Stallions, coached by Peter Tsakenis. Number 1, James Hilton. Number 2, Tyron Burney. Number 5, Lachlan Griffiths. Number 6, Dominic Costanzo. Number 7, Franco Meyer. Number 8, James Bayliss. Number 10, Marko Jesic. Number 16, Liam Yulee. 17, Damien Tsakenis. 18, George Daniel. And number 23, Brendan Vella. On the bench, number 9, Kyle Chimenti. 11, Miloslav Popovic. 12, Julian Monge. 14, Jake True. 20, Patrick Williams. And number 24, Marty Bouchek, will round out the Marconi side for this afternoon. So after the toss, both sides will change over. It'll be Mount Druitt running left to right and kicking off. John Azar leading the line. João Pedro Oliveira Santos receiving that double yellow last week in Mount Druitt's 2-1 loss against the Western Sydney Wanderers. It's forced a bit of a change around for Andrew Montgomery's side this afternoon. Marconi only making the one change, bringing Franco Meyer into the starting role and Marty Bouchek to the bench, but really that whole front four is so interchangeable for Marconi, and with plenty of firepower on the bench, they'll be sure to keep Montgomery's side guessing for the full 90. Now Druitt get us underway. And now Dominic Costanzo look to start hot down the left-hand side. Last touch off Costanzo. Tef's standing short for the quick pass from Niski. Gibbs, great use of the body. We'll get a second bite at it. Skips past Daniel. A little flick through for Rankin. Just trickles out over the side, but for a Mount Druitt throw. Gibbs headed back inside for Rankin, and he's gone to grounds. Referee for this. Danzo nearly leaves the ball in his path. Able to drop it off to Bayliss. And Marconi go flank to flank. It's a good ball down the side for Meyer. Blocked by Sampao. Quite a few Mount Druitt players coming through the ranks of Blacktown City. Of course, Joey Gibbs, one of the more prolific strikers in the NPL New South Wales over the last decade. The likes of Sampao, Jackson Brown and Niski all having their time on the other side of town. Yesic. Vela. Short ball to Costanzo, but Rankin reads it well. Massarola, Tef. Filigoi back to Niski. Sam Powell under the press of Meyer. He's forced an error as the Marconi winger. An interesting matchup on this near side between Joey Gibbs and George Daniels. So much experience in this man right here, the number 9. Looks to go early over the top for Azar. Hilton will get there first. Yuli playing in the base of midfield with Bayless this afternoon. Tef. Niski being pressed by Tsakenis. Off the ball, which gives Bernie time to come across and press. Now Druitt continue the issue. Lopez forced back. Niski stabbed at by Massarola. Hilton will gladly take possession of that one. A few of these long balls just going a bit too far in the opening 5 minutes. Both sides look to work into their rhythm. Niski trying to find Lopez on the sideline, gets nowhere near him. Tyron Burney with the restart. Nodded inside by Lopez, and he's looked to have copped a whack. High boot off Tyron Burney. Joshua Isa and Patrick Teleki. The linesman for this afternoon, 4th official Hayden Langholz. Rankin trying to interlink with Gibbs. Daniel and Vella have started well to shut it down as best as they can. Filigoi puts it up. Azar was well offside. Rankin turns it over though. Good awareness from Joseph White to come inside and switch it across. It's a brilliant challenge there from Lopez. Griffiths makes amends. So from what I can see early days, it looks to be a back 5 for Marconi. For Mount Druitt, sorry. Joseph White and Will Rankin as wing backs. Corner early. Numbers at the back post, and that's exactly where it'll go. Burney unmarked, gets the clearance. And Meyer will get the second bite at it. Jackson Brown turning on the burners. Last touch off Caleb Jackson Brown. Tyron Burney, another ex-Blacktown City player, just coming up and jamming him. Yuli doesn't get the contact he was hoping for, and Gibbs is able to pick it off. Yuli just slowing the game down there. It's Villagoy. Brought down by Lopez, but Bernie takes it right off him. Sits up for quite a long time there, and Marconi perhaps able to capitalise. Maya just again overhitting that ball through, intended for Jesic. Rankin. Valla getting the 1-2 off Hilton. Really seems as both sides trying to force the long ball, and neither of them really finding any success so far. Sampao cleaned up again by Bernie. It's really been quite one-dimensional so far. Happy to see that out over the side. Ahead of Damien Sekenis. Maya nods inside. One though by Massarola. Again, possession just cheaply turned over. Baylor's dropping into the back line. Griffiths, a ball over the top. Niski again. Picking up the overhit ball. I've got to be careful here. Mount Druitt and Niski aware of the danger. Maya. Lopez got a touch on it. And a mix up there between Griffiths and Hilton. Lopez's press pays dividends for Mount Druitt. 10 minutes played, no real sight at goal just yet. That might change here though with Gibbs. Azar got the last touch. Clearance coming off Tyron Burney right into the path of the Mount Druitt forward. Now the game opens up. Jesic looks to feed Costanzo, but just rifles it into the chest of Will Rankin. Gibbs pressed well by Daniel and forced back. It's Villagoy. Shanked the pass, a tad. White brings his man to ground, aware of how rapid Marconi can turn on this attack. Very awkward spot for the foul, a long way out. The sun is in Franco Myers' benefit this time. Niski with the cap on. Meyer drills it straight into the wall. Daniel will open it up. That's a brilliant challenge by Jared Massarola. Costanzo with the flick on, cleared by Massarola. Costanzo and Rankin. Been quite impressive defensively of Mount Druitt. Hazard trying to link up with Gibbs as red best by Lockie Griffiths. Last touch off Daniel, another Mount Druitt throw. Costanzo into the path of Massarola. Rankin just gets it away. Teff with Sekenes storming towards him, swipes at it. Now the ball over the top is Sekenes on. Looked like it. Flag was never raised. Niski not wanting to take any chances there. Sekenes floats it inside. Jackson Brown just a shift over to the left-hand side. Costanzo lunging out. Bella. Caleb Jackson Brown has picked it up. Just inside Marconi territory. Lopez on the edge of the area. Massarola will line one up. Comfortably collected by Hilton, who immediately looks to find his left winger in Dominic Costanzo. In between Yesic and Meyer, but not close enough for either of them to pick it up. As I mentioned before, two other games on concurrently. Rockdale, Illingdon City Suns and the St. George Saints. As well, not too far away from here, Sydney United 58 taking on Sydney FC. Bit of a mix-up between Seth and Sam Powell. Massarola hit the deck looking for a foul. Yuli now. Square to Daniel. Marconi no luck on the left, so they'll try the other side with Meyer. I wonder if Sekenes has found something with Niski's distribution out from the back, because Costanzo, Yesic, Sekenes, they're all having a go at pressing Dylan Niski quite substantially when that ball is played back to him. Bayless turns it over. Meyer. Vela to Daniel. Costanzo turns on a dime and bursts past Rankin into the area. The touch just lets him down. Svilagoy coming away with it. Vella immediately looking to get the press back on for Marconi. This is great interlinking play. Vella into Jesic, back across goal. Brendan Vella opens the scoring. A goal started and finished by the centre half. And in the opening 20 minutes, Marconi find their goal.
To your Marconi Stallions, scored by number 23, Brendan Vella.
Picked the pocket of John Azar. Linked up well with Marco Jesic. The ball back across the face of goal, turned in. And really one of the first times that we've seen Marconi try and get some interlinking football into the area, and they come up with the goods. Niski. Filigoy will nod it straight back. Now, one thing I've noticed that Marconi are doing defensively, and I also saw Wollongong Wolves doing this last night in my coverage of their 1-1 draw with St. George City. St. George playing in that back five as Mount Druitt are doing. Wollongong and Marconi are both defending in a 4-4-2, and it really did a number on that back five in terms of nullifying the effectiveness of those wing backs, Rankin and White. So much so that last night St. George City went to a back four at half time. We'll see if Andrew Montgomery, if things continue, looks to change things or try and just brute force it with the original starting side. Floated to the back post. Teff will get half a touch. It's cleared. Sekenis gets the bounce. Just can't poke it out towards Franco Meyer. Just going back to that foul. Lockie Griffiths, number 5 for Marconi, being the first man in the book. A whole 70 minutes left to play. Have to be careful from here on out. Yuli back to Griffiths now. Costanzo's drifted right inside, which has allowed Daniel to explore the left-hand side. They don't go that way, though. They do go down the right-hand side, though. Bernie just running out of room. Managed to stay on side. There's a throw-in, though, from Mount Druitt, so Marconi will try and squeeze them in this corner. Bernie into Meyer, Costanzo and Massarola both getting crossed up there. Rankin down the right-hand side. Gibbs back to Rankin. Fella did enough to make life difficult for Rankin. The ball inside, easily picked up there by Hilton. This is where Rankin will just have to keep that in the back of his mind. Dominic Costanzo on the counter-attack. Should he take too long to get back? Yesic, brilliant turn from Bayliss to open up. Just towards the back. It's been really poor distribution down this left-hand side. I'm not sure if the Suns just playing a big part in this or not. Every time Niski's gone to that left-hand side looking for Lopez, he's found the sideline by some margin too. Griffiths, Bernie now. Gets past White, and White brought him down on the way through. Delivered in over the wall and over the bar. Druitt committing to playing out from the back. Svilagoy. Daniel thought of covering off Rankin, and it allows Gibbs to come inside. Shift over to the left-hand side with Lopez. Teff. Be careful not to get too cheeky there with Damian Sekenis hot on the heels. Switch. Looking for Costanzo. Rankin will beat him out there. Turns it straight over to George Daniel. Yuli. Great ball through. Sekenis has gone down in back play. Cutting it back, Tyrant Burning in the area. And Yesic. Quick reaction save from Niski to tip it away. And Sekenis having a word with Declan Woods, saying he was impeded on the way into the area. The back post, Sekenis stands up, but can't direct it goalward. And looking back, certainly two hands on the shoulders of Sekenis from Teff. Lucky to have gotten away with that. Niski abandoning the short game. Find the corner. Tsakenis in the race with Niski. Niski misreads. He's able to shield it off and pick it up before Tsakenis can get on the end of it. Marconi's pressure. Turns the ball over once more. Vela under the press of Lopez. Goes back the other way to Hilton. Daniel. Costanzo. Opened up that half a yard on Massarola, and Massarola with no other choice. Griffiths. Out wide now for Meyer. Back across the other side it goes to Vela. Now Druitt sitting quite compact. Daniel gets the ball in, nodded away by Tef. And Vela again picking it off, skipping through, and he'll have a wrap. Gibbs and Bayliss coming together. Clearance only as far as Griffiths. Once again with Meyer. Jackson Brown cuts it off. And that's a brilliant challenge from Yuli. And Dominic Costanzo could be in here with Tsakenis in the middle. Still a chance here. Yesic! Strong outstretched save by Niski with that left peg. Half an hour played in Marconi, really starting to get a stranglehold on things. Again, some mishaps at the back. Druitt lucky that good touch from Vela turned it over. Gibbs can't get a touch on it. Yuli. Costanzo pirouettes out of it, and Rankin gets a hold of him. Costanzo thinking that the run of his wing duo with Franco Meyer was off and running, but he was wanting it short. Quite interesting that Soren Burney's been given the license to roam even further forward than Franco Meyer, especially in the last 10 minutes or so. Niski puts it up. Rankin won the duel, but not long before turning it back over to Marconi. Yuli into Griffiths. Casarola. Broken up, and now Jesic trying to find Sekenes. Important cutout by Tef. White loses his footing and turns it over. Daniel. Yuli looking to get Jesic in behind. Tef blocks the runoff. Tef, Sempal, Griffiths. Both Marconi centre halves charging out of the line when called upon. He's coming intercept. Yuli into Jesic, who wants to go the other way. There's a lot more real estate on this left-hand side. That's a dangerous side. Costanzo charging to the byline. Linesman's flag has stayed down. We'll just go out as that throw in. Marconi camped in the Mount Druitt half for the time being. Costanzo waits for the dummy run of Bayless and puts a terrific ball through for Sekenes. And Marconi are hot to trot and 2 in the lead. Dominic Costanzo with a brilliant inviting ball. Poked home by the line leader for the Marconi Stallions, Damian Sekenes. And the task just gets ever more difficult for Mount Druitt. Again, Niski with some poor distribution out from the back. Rankin. Filagoy over the top for Azar. Flag does eventually come to pull him back up. Yuli has been involved in a lot of the good that Marconi have produced in this opening 36 minutes. And gives that a really, there's no question about what the result of that will be. If not for the shirt pull, certainly the scything challenge. Costanzo having a little look at Niski and where he's positioned. Similar range, and he'll go and try to test Niski out. Daniel doesn't put enough on the pass back to Bernie, and Azar trying to find Lopez. Vital cut out there from Yuli. Jackson Brown. Looking to link up with White. Griffiths will put him off. Whistle's blown, but just to stop plays. Hilton looks a bit worse for wear. Jackson Brown now will also go into the book for Mount Druitt. Hilton, though, back on his feet, up and well. Lovely ball slotted through for Tsakenis. Look to open it up on the right. Gets the shot off. Doesn't get it far away for enough from Dylan Niski. Rankin won the ball, but got wiped out by Costanzo. Niski, again, just Mount Druitt. A lot of the time just pumping it long with no real ambition in mind, apart from getting it out of their own area. Yuli has been so impressive when he's been given a bit of time and space in this middle third. Brilliant picking passes out on either side for Costanzo and Meyer. Tsakenis pressing Sampao and Marconi. Final verdict, foul, says Declan Woods. Griffiths sends it back. Tsakenis able to wriggle it free and has the mindfulness to open up Costanzo on this left-hand side. Svilagoy gets a touch, but Costanzo will pick it right back up. I was expecting the pass back to Bernie, but he's trying to bait White. Ends up winning a corner anyway. Front post it goes, and it's nearly able to sneak all the way in. So the in-swingers wreaking havoc for Marconi, so Costanzo will go to the other side with the right peg. Costanzo again to the front post. Gibbs will send it behind for another corner. Meyer bundled. It's a mishap in the area, and eventually Marconi tip it over the bar. It's Kennis who popped it over. He's hobbling back into his spot now. Villigoy over the top looking for Jackson Brown. Bernie will take it away. Turned over into the path of White though. Gibbs. Daniel into Tsakenis. Now Costanzo can come away with numbers, but pass just not right. Minute left of regular time. It seems to have flown by this first half. Mount Druitt. See what sort of response they can come out with in the second half, or perhaps snag a goal and change the attitudes in the dressing rooms. Bernie. Just over the head of Jesic. Nice touch off Sampao. One additional minute marked by Hayden Langholz. Marconi just looking to burn a bit of that clock. Picked off though from Mount Druitt, and half a chance. They've get it swept upfield. No, they cannot. Sviligoy turns it over. Bayless. And that will conclude the first 45. Marconi Stallions will take the 2-goal lead into the sheds, courtesy of Brandon Vella and Damian Tsakenis. We'll be back shortly with the second half here from Marconi Stadium. Welcome back to the second half. Here from the Palace, Marconi taking a 2-goal advantage into this second half. Speaking of 2, I've also got confirmation there's 2 changes for Mount Druitt Town Rangers. Number 3, Joseph White, and number 4, Zach Svilagoy. Hooked at half-time. Number 2, Alexander Trajanowski, and number 22, Jude Rankin, coming on to replace them. Mount Druitt looking to break quickly. No advantage there as Gibbs was wrestled as he tried to make that barnstorming run through midfield. So it looks like Will Rankin has moved over to the left-hand side, but whether he's a fullback or a wingback, I'll have to come back to you. It's clipped. Tef with the flick on. Wide of the mark. So it is still a back 5. Will Rankin at left wing back. His brother Jude on the right-hand side. And that man there, Alex Trajanowski, in that right centre-back role. So really just like-for-like changes so far. Jackson Brown picks up on the fortunate from Daniel, but straight into another Marconi shirt. It just seems whatever Mount Druitt are doing to try to shut down one option, another door opens for Marconi. Case in point there as Meyer cuts inside and gets the switch across to Costanzo. Back to Daniel, he'll load it in first time, looking for Jesic, flick on for Damien Sakanis. Blocked on the line by Sam Powell, not once but twice. Bernie again, cleared on the line. Marconi really should have added a third there, and they're still alive here, Costanzo. And that shot always rising. The Sun really in an agonizing spot now. Niski puts it up into the corner. John Azar moved over to the right-hand side and allowing Joey Gibbs to lead the line for Mount Druitt. He's done so for so many years throughout his career. Trojanowski gets the head. Continued on though by Marconi. The vision was there for Bernie. Said, even if the pass doesn't come my way, I'll win it back myself. Jesic looking to find Bayless. Bernie lunges in. Bayless clipping up for Damien Sakanis. That was quite neat there. Sakanis just can't get that touch to prod it back as he did in the first half for Marconi's second goal. Majority of the field in the shade following that halftime break. Rankin back to Niski. Bayless into Costanzo. Back pass again, causing issues. Sakanis finally getting a piece of it. Fortunate for Niski, deflects. Still away from his own defensive area, but Marconi looking to go again. Griffiths. In now for Meyer. Floating in, looking for the run of Jesic. He's got a touch to it. Tef cleans it up at the back. Bernie with a quick throw into Bayless. Meyer jammed and sat down, but Bayless will pick up the scraps. Costanzo. Jesic with the back heel, and Rankin does an off, but only as far here as Yuli. Gibbs gets there ahead of Griffiths. It'll sit down for Lopez. Lopez hitting the deck. Gets hands over the ball to make sure the game comes to a stop, and he got that part right, but it went against him. Sakenis. Costanzo nearly tripping up. Stuck in a Mount Druitt sandwich. Stallion comes away the winner. Griffiths down here, gripping at the hamstring, so Bernie will put it out. Physio called on to have a look. Have to say, a lot more attacking options than defensive ones for Marconi on the bench. Bennett Sakinis sends his troops down the sidelines to get warmed up. The physio indicating to the coaching staff at Marconi that Griffith's day is done. See what happened on the replay as Griffiths made the run out wide. As soon as he released it out to Bernie, I believe it is the hamstring, but it just flared up immediately. Still just for the time being, Marconi with 10 men. I will now bring on their change. So number 12 of Julian Monge. That's brought Tyron Bernie into centre back. Haven't seen him play there yet in his career. Not sure if that's familiar territory for him. As Costanzo sneaks into the area. Sempiao coming across and doing the necessary. It's also brought James Bayliss into right fullback. Monge playing in the base of midfield. Daniel down the left-hand side. Breaks a tackle and gets a ball in for Takenis. That's a great delivery and very nearly turned home for 3. Jasic. Rankin linking up with Sampao. Yuli comes charging out. Balls will Rankin over. Bernie does well to just create that separation, make it difficult for Gibbs to get any contact. Yuli finding Bayliss on the right-hand side. Past Rankin, but he'll just run out of room. Yuli miscues the pass and now Druitt come away with it. Monge. Bit of a grappling match on the grounds. Declan Woods, he says no foul anywhere. Gibbs with the flick on. Again, there's just, whenever there's anything with a flash of life, there's just not that second effort there from Mount Druitt. Jackson forced a rare error from Jimmy Hilton in goal. Donazar with the corner. The back post. Final touch. Off a Town Ranger. Was the substitute. Trajanowski got the touch. Daniel to Monge. Costanzo. Sakenis into Yuli. Sneaks it through for Monge, but forced backwards. Costanzo put under pressure. Mount Druitt looking to surge through midfield. Gibbs. No advantage there, so original foul will be pulled back, says Declan Woods. It just looks like whenever Mount Druitt are trying to break, it looks like they're running with weights on the ankles. They're just a tad slower than Marconi to get going. And Rankin, that's great physicality from George Daniel. Had been beaten by Jude Rankin, but got the shoulder in front and wrestled it back in Marconi's favour. Sekenis now waiting for support in the area. He'll take a corner, courtesy of Trajanowski. Yuli Costanzo wraps it in. Gibbs only as far here as Meyer. Bursts to the byline, cutting it back. Jesic trying to get there. Monge keeping it alive for Marconi, cutting it back for Yuli, who drills it hard, low, but just a little wide. Marconi, whenever they're getting one chance, seems like they're getting 2 and 3 all at the same time. It's just a testament to their hunger to put pressure on, force the misplaced passes, win those second balls. There's now Caleb Jackson-Brown goes to ground. Jackson-Brown off to the side. It looks like he will be able to continue. Just have to wait for the referee to allow him to engage back with the game. Lopez, Tef looks to send Rankin on his way. Meyer gets back goal side. It's a brilliant pick off by Bayless. Vela. Yuli just misplaces that one. Rare error. Number 7, Garang Awak will make his way onto the field, replacing the number 11 of John Azar for Mount Druitt. I'm not sure who's playing on the right-hand side because Joey and Awak have both slid across, and here he is now, fresh onto the field. Awak trying to set Rankin in behind. Good weight on the ball, but Vela much better to defend that one. And Monge pressed by Awak. Gibbs, can he get the ball inside? Marconi scramble and do just enough. It's really starting to open up here. Marty Bushak also on. Rankin defending by Bernie. Dominic Costanzo off for Marty Bushek, and number 14 here of Jake True also on. Just wait to confirm who he has replaced. It's Marco Jesic who's made his way. True lets it bounce. Bayless inside for Meyer. Good awareness to find Daniel on the left-hand side. Bushek. True. Turn and able to open one up. Slices it well off the mark. Just to confirm, double change from Marconi. Number 6, Dominic Costanzo off. Number 10, Marco Jesic off. On number 14, Jake True, and number 24, Marty Bushek. Strong header from Gibbs. Rankin blocked by Vella. Jackson Brown rode the challenge from Yulee, got the advantage. Lopez coming into traffic. Bayless pokes it away. True goes to the ground under the challenge there of Jared Massarola. And now both midfielders for Mount Druitt in the book. Lockie Griffiths, he was the only Stallion that was in the book, but of course, he's already had his number called and he's come off due to that lower leg injury. Three-quarters of the match done and dusted, and Marconi really in the hot seat, both in terms of this contest and the league at large. Caleb Jackson Brown, or to ground. Rockdale 3-1 up over St. George Saints. Sydney United 58, 2-1 up over Sydney FC, who are now down to 10 men. Sydney FC, they scored first. And the 2-goal comeback, and then down to 10 men. A whack now picking it up on the edge of the area, linking up with Lopez, trying to find half a yard. Jackson Brown will spread it. Rankin looks to sell the candy, gets the ball across to the back post. A whack sits it up. And Monge able to pick it up and fire it through for Tsakenis. It's a race between him and Tef. And he'll fire it early. Tsakenis didn't like his chances of beating that lengthy frame of Tef. Perhaps could have looked to weigh up his options. Coming up on the left-hand side. Gibbs getting the flick on for a whack. Rankin. Awak linking up with Rankin once again. Touch. Will go behind for a Mount Druitt corner. Sam Powell will line this one up for Mount Druitt. The front post looking for the flick on. Back inside. Sekenis hasn't dealt with it. Vela turning away. Lopez steals it and wins a penalty for the Town Rangers. And really, since Garang Awak's come on, Sekenis the Town Rangers, have sort of had a bit of life breathed back into them. With 19 to play, if they can halve the deficit, with Lockie Griffiths out of the game and change around in the defensive lineup for Marconi, is there perhaps a chance for Mount Druitt to take something out of this game? Joey Gibbs for Mount Druitt, slots it and halves the deficit. The veteran, cool and composed under pressure. It looks like Montgomery has shifted to a back four now, so Will Rankin to left back. And Trajanovski now playing at right back instead of right centre back, which has freed up Jude Rankin to play down on that right midfield. Marconi looking to respond instantly though. Bouchek cutting it back to Kenneth, looking to get his feet organised. Meyer still continues with it. Bayless loading it in for Sekenis. Just can't get it combined quite right enough. The sun just about to disappear behind the trees. Gibbs again. He's done really well to be that target man for Niski. I'm not sure if the sun had, as I mentioned before, been putting Dylan Niski off so much. It seems to have been the case because the contrast in how effective he's been able to get the ball out from his own ends. First half to second half has been day and night, really. And Awak winning a foul. Mount Druitt really asking the question now of Declan Woods, where are the cards? There's been a number of reoccurring fouls in this area. Marconi, they don't have anyone who towers quite as high as Tef. If they're able to find him, Mount Druitt into the area. Gibbs flicking it on, and Bayless not wanting to take any serious risk. With Lopez lurking behind him, we'll just put it behind for the corner. And the sea of bodies will lurk at the back post. Tef and Awak will just stand on Hilton, freeze him in that 6-yard area. Bouchek coming across is Tef holding it up. Yuli go down, winning a foul and looking to go the other way quickly is True. Bursting into the area, Jake True. Sampow skips across to make the cover. Headed away. Daniel, square out to Yuli. Awak blocks it off. And the back pass is picked off. Lopez does really well to shield the ball there. Bernie, that's a heavy touch. Mount Druitt just playing with a bit more intensity, with a belief that they can take this game to the Stallions. And what a message that'll send. 15th coming into this afternoon, taking on table-toppers Marconi. Lopez with a ton of room on this left-hand side if they can manage to find its way out here. Rankin. Marconi come away with the throw. They'll skip down the touchline and eventually land on the wrong side for Jake True. Trojanowski getting a bit eager to venture much further forward than where the ball left the field. And the switch out to Will Rankin, trying to open up with Lopez. Yuli picks it off. Lopez gets the touch, and it looks like it'll barely go out. It's not crossed the line just yet. Sekenis creeps it past Sampao and frees up True. Knocks it past Teff. There's numbers coming back. Massarola. And Niski dives out. 12 to play here. Teff floating it up. Daniel comfortably nods it back upfield for Bushek. Now Wack putting the pressure on the young left back. Meyer, one-on-one, opens up on the left. Brilliant block by Rankin. And another brilliant challenge, but no, says Declan Woods. Now, it looked like he'd won the ball, but it must have been something in the follow-through. In the contact with Franco Meyer, he absolutely scythed the ball and the man. Looking on further inspection, it looks like the ball did come out really only because Rankin had taken down Meyer. Meyer will be looking to wrap this one home and restore the 2-goal lead. Nearly drills it into the top corner. Awak, contact in the back from Bernie, but it's play on with Lopez. Just that hesitation to come back inside from Lopez. It's a momentum killer here, allowing Marconi to get men behind the ball. They still continue though. Massarola does well. Jackson Brown slides it one further. Awak into the area. Square ball. Brilliant challenge from Bernie's. Not looked out of place since slotting into centre half. Floating it in, looking for Gibbs, and Bernie just puts the shoulder check on. If this is the audition for Bernie's centre-half role for the coming weeks, if Griffith's injury is to be somewhat extensive, well, he's passing it with flying colours. Daniel to Bushek. True and Sakenis in the area. Bushek hit the deck, but it says not enough for it to be deemed a foul. Bayless. Sakenis can't link up with Bushek. Trojanovsky taking 10 metres out for free there, but eventually it's turned over to Marconi. Teff puts the ball up. Town Ranger ready for the run. Hilton taking no chances with a whack, coming steaming towards him. True. Flag has stayed down. Teff collects the early ball. The touch was poor. Bushek. Rankin coming away with it, and he's got room to burn. Lopez. Brought down by Bayless. Sam Powell. Gibbs puts it back across for Awak. Lopez! And Hilton, brilliant save. Meyer was calling for that on the right-hand side. Rankins glancing head. Sampow back to Rankin. Gibbs upended by Yuli. Awkward coming together between True and Massarola. Sort of sandwich the ball between the two of them. Hilton into the area, looking for Tsakenis. Massarola frees Rankin. Bushek with blistering speed gets behind. Massarola takes a chunk out of Yuli, and that's a great ball through for True. Can they seal the game here? True for Tsakenis. Sam Powell looks to have won the most of that challenge. Back post, it'll go again. Teff gets the touch. Still a chance with True. Jackson Brown runs into a Stallion wall. Gibbs off to Awak. Hilton will beat Awak out there. He tries to see it out for a goal kick. Ends up just thundering it out over the side. Massarola has his number called. He's certainly on his last warning in terms of suspension possibilities, being on that yellow already. Franco Meyer has his number called as well. So number 6, Jared Massarola off. Number 18, Lachlan Vasiliou on for Mount Druitt. Teff gets the flick on. Sekenes holding it up. Seb Powell wins that duel. Rankin. Past Baylor, still going is Rankin. Final touch, I believe, came off Rankin, and Declan Woods agrees. So Mount Druitt, Franco Meyer, the number 7 off. And the number 9 of Kyle Chimenti on. Really, as I said, not much in the way of defensive substitutes for Marconi, so their only bet is to just keep putting attackers on and keep the pressure going for this 2 and a bit minutes, and then some change of added time. Rankin's header sits it up. Jackson Brown, Yuli. Sam Powell back to Niski. Lopez can't keep it in. Marconi won't be in too much of a rush to get the restarts going. Vasiliou. Gibbs trying to find Lopez. Gibbs. Bernie again, another impressive interception there. Gibbs, flick on, looking for a whack. Bernie. True. Inside, Jackson Brown, cut down by Tsakenis. Teff. Will bomb up to that back post. Sam Powell. Will swing this one in for Mount Druitt. And the header from Trojanowski. Comfortably collected by Jimmy Hilton. Awkward coming together, Mount Druitt. Blocked by Daniel. Five minutes of added time, so Mount Druitt still with the ability to pinch a goal back. Chimenti's gone in behind Teff. Teff will go into the book as well. Now George just committing bodies forward still. Keeping 3 up to Marconi's defensive 4. Offside the call. Niski, a sense of urgency. Gibbs nodding it on for Awak. Gibbs, great turn, great touch. Pass just behind Jackson Brown. And then stabs out at his opposite number, Kyle Chimenti. Niski puts it up, Bernie. Rankin, that's a great challenge to beat it off to Sekenis. Rankin. True. Sends Sekenis on a race against Sempao. Terrific challenge. Sekenis has come off worse for wear from that challenge as well. Still down. Bernie puts it up. True. Trying to just wrestle it past Rankin. He'll come back the other way. Look to play the switch. Goes straight through to Niski though. About another 2 minutes, less than that. Niski up for Gibbs. Jackson Brown. Teff. Again, looking to bombard Marconi's backline, looking for Gibbs. Lopez. Rankin. Back inside for Lopez. Has a go himself. Not the right option there. Vasiliou. Bernie puts it away for now. Sempao, first time, will put it up to the back post for Gibbs. Rankin back out to Jackson Brown. Jude Rankin floats it back the other way for Lopez. Rankin gets the flick on. Joey gives it the back post. And Hilton will bring it down. And that should very well do it for Marconi. And Marconi have rode the wave of Mount Druitt pressure to see home the 3 points and keep their extensive lead at the top of the table. Full time here at the Palace. It's Marconi Stallions 2, Mount Druitt Town Rangers 1. Goals courtesy of Brandon Vella and Damien Sekenis in the first half for the Stallions. Joey Gibbs with a late penalty. Not enough to pull back any meaningful result for Mount Druitt, who still stay in that relegation playoff spot. I've been Bo Clements. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. And be sure to check back in next week for more NPL New South Wales men's action in this 2025 season.
Marconi Stallions FC. Our next NPL fixture is up at home again against FC in the grand final rematch on Sunday the 8th of June, with first grade kicking off at 3 p.m. Special thank you to our great volunteers and all persons for their efforts. Marconi Stallions FC thanks you for your attendance here this afternoon and wishes you safe travels home.